sort of value. Value in the sense that someone else that you know or may not know would want, would desire, would need for a trade. If you need something from them, what do you have that you could trade for that thing? You want something from them, what do you have that you can trade for that thing? And I'm asking this and saying this because, like I've said before, the dollars, it's going to be gone. I mean, they're going digital, yes, and that might slow things down a little bit. But once people catch on to that, it's no different. But it is different because it's worse. I think the hyperinflation is going to hit so much more fierce and faster. But so it's a question to ask. I mean, do you have any assets? Do you have any land? Do you have gold? Do you have silver? Do you have any stockpile of canned goods that you've done from your garden? Do you have a stockpile of canned goods that you've gotten from the market? Do you have seeds for a garden, a future garden, that kind of stuff? I think seeds are going to be a great resource to have. Do you have any lumber, whether it's scrap lumber, whatever? Do you have anything that could build something that is needed? Do you have firewood? Do you have access to firewood? Something like that, in case you need it. Do you have that? Do you have vehicle parts? It could be as simple as vehicle parts. I don't know. Do you have rims? Do you have extra tires? Do you have extra engine components? Do you have shocks? Do you have anything? I mean, if you have nothing, well, that's worse than having something. Do you have something that someone may desire? Something that it could be come in handy at some time. Whether it gets sold or traded for a tenth of the value of what it actually is, but if you're getting what you need for it, that's what matters. It's like something I heard earlier today. A glass of water doesn't have much value to it, really. But if you have no access to water, and you're in a circumstance where you're not going to have access to water for many days, that glass of water might cost you. If cash is still feasible, might cost you $500 for that glass of water. If it's not, that glass of water might cost you an ounce of gold, which an ounce of gold now is like almost $2,000. In that circumstance, that glass of water is well worth those items. So you got to look at it in that point. You have to be able to be in a circumstance or a position to get what you're going to need, no matter what that is. Do you have skills someone else may desire, may want? Skills that will get you by certain things. Do you have knowledge of something that you could teach someone else so they can go forward with that? Just stuff like that. So when no one's going to accept this paper currency, this fiat currency. It's called the Federal Reserve note because that's going to happen, whether it's digit form or it's paper form. When no one accepts it anymore, it's happened in countries all over the world multiple times over. They were doing the same stuff that Venezuela did recently, doing the same type of things that Zimbabwe did, Argentina. When no one accepts that Federal Reserve note, that Federal Reserve digit, any of them, what do you have? What are you going to have? Because there are plenty of trillionaires in Zimbabwe, multi-trillionaires, because they have that much cash. They have that much Zimbabwe dollars. They can't even buy a stamp because it's not worth it. One time it was. 2006 it was well worth it. Now it's worth nothing. People won't take it for anything. They'd rather have a blank sheet of paper than that. So a blank sheet of paper has more use. Same thing with Argentina, Venezuela, that kind of stuff. So just know this. Get together, whether it's these skills, these assets, these things. Get to know your neighbors, at least a few of the people that live in your area around you. Get some sort of community going That way you can trade skills, you can trade items, you can do stuff. Not saying it's going to be here tomorrow. Not saying it's not. And not saying it's going to be horrific. Not saying it's not either. But I just know things like this happen. And it could be a small, individual basis. What happens, losing jobs, losing income, getting sick, losing the ability to get by. What happens then? And no one's accepting this fiat currency. What are you going to do? What do you have? It's something to think about. I really take this to heart, and I really want people out there to think about this and better themselves and prepare. But thank you for watching. As always, stay vigilant. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Protect your wealth.